People, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. As Labour Party is preparing to drag Inec to court over the announcement of Bola Tinubu as the winner, and also as PDP is considering meeting with their legal team over the election results. 6 states have already hit the Supreme Court over the announcement of Bola Tinubu as the president-elect of Nigeria. You will see what they are demanding from the Supreme Court. And according to the news, 6 states, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, and Sokoto, have dragged the federal government before the Supreme Court over the conduct, collation, and announcement of the February 25, 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections. The state wants the Supreme Court to declare that the pronouncement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC, as the winner of the February 25th presidential election is void. They argued that the entire result of the presidential election announced by the chairman of Inec at the National Collation Center, Abuja, is in flagrant violation of the provision of the Electoral Act. According to them, they want a declaration that the non-uploading of the results of each of the 176,974 polling units nationwide in respect of the presidential election and National Assembly elections were not in accordance with the provision of the Electoral Act. Recall that the INEC declared Tinubu as having won the presidential election on Wednesday. The electoral body has also issued Tinubu the certificate of return. However, the plaintiff in the originating summon marked SC-CV-354-2023 are specifically asking for an order of the Apex Court directing a holistic review of all results so far announced by the federal government of Nigeria through the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), which were carried out other than through the manner prescribed by the provision of the Electoral Act 2022, the INEC Regulation and Guideline for the Conduct of Election 2022, and the INEC Manual for Election Officials. The suit filed by the Attorney General of Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, and Sokoto State has the Attorney General of the Federation as sole respondent and was brought pursuant to Section 6 subsection 6A, 14 subsection 2B, 153 subsection 1F, and 232 subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. 2. Section 25 subsection 1, 2, and 3, Section 60 and 66 of the Electoral Act 2022. According to the suit filed on February 28 by their lawyers, Professor Mike Ezehome, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, the agent and official of the federal government, and INEC failed to transmit the collated result as prescribed by the provision of the Electoral Act 2022, the INEC Regulation and Guideline for the Conduct of Elections 2022, and the INEC Manual for Election Officials requiring transmission of the result by the use of Bimodal Voters Accreditation System (BVAS) in flagrant breach of the relevant provision of the Electoral Act 2022, the INEC Regulation and Guideline for the Conduct of Election 2022, and the INEC Manual for Election Officials 2023. It was their submission that the non-compliance with the due process of law has led to a widespread agitation, violent protest, displeasure, and disapproval from a wide spectrum of the Nigerian populace, including the international observers, political parties, well-meaning Nigerians, and former head of states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Among the issues raised by the determination by the Apex Court among the issues raised for the determination by the Apex Court were whether, having regards to the provision of Section 25, 47, subsection 260, subsection 1, 2, 4, and 5, 62, 64, subsection 4A and B, 70 and 148 of the Electoral Act 2022 governing the 2023 nationwide general election, particularly paragraph 38 of the Inec regulation and the guideline for the conduct of election 2022 and paragraph 284, 290 and 291 of the Inec manual for election officials 2023 thereof, the electronic transmission of votes collected at polling units and the use of the bimodal voter authorization system BVAS in the transmission of collected results is made mandatory. Wow, this is quite interesting, I must say. Now the question is, will Bola Ahmed Tinubu escape all of this? Would he be able to escape all of this? But you don't forget that as we're talking, the people still at the hymns of our faith, who are also controlling the judiciary, is actually APC. So I don't know how successful this will be, but I think at this point, everything needs to be fast-tracked so that we can get the kind of result all Nigerians are expecting. And I think at this point also, the parties who are involved or who are not who have not accepted the announcement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of Nigeria needs to wake up speedily to also join in the suit so that everything can be streamlined, handled once and for all. And if that is done speedily, declaring Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president null and void, I think he has to return back the certificate of return to INEC for things to be done properly. Now, this is not a case of trying to rob anybody of his right, but all what, just like Peter Obi has said, that if you want to be called His Excellency, is for you to go through the process in an excellent way, in a credible way, so that no one will be able to question who you are and question how you got there. Right now, whether we like it or not, the crown of presidency does not fit any head. If it's on any head right now, it's a mere cap, because that is not the ideal head it should be on. I mean, a lot of things are there to be questioned. Apart from the uploading, we need to see the source document, the elections results. If it can come in form of a video, everybody should submit their video. Let's see for each of the polling units what actually happened, because I know that there are some that will be brought up, duly signed and all of that. But the truth is that in those particular polling units, there were issues. It's really shocking that INEC just woke up and decided to make this announcement, because already we've seen via television, we've seen via videos on YouTube and other on social media how everything went. We saw cases where people on uniform came in, snatched the box. Sometimes we see our own Nigerian police, they were there supporting us, they were leading the way out. I mean, all of that. In Bayelsa State, I think there was almost no election there. We saw what happened in Rivers State, how certain people were taken into hostage and all of that. These videos must be looked into. We can't just sweep this thing under the carpet. The data and the infos thus far are too thorny to push it under the carpet. It has pierced the carpet. There's no way you can hide it. That's why right now everything should be done abruptly. They shouldn't allow this whole thing to relax. No need to allow it to relax. Nigerians are really, really waiting. Thumbs up to some of the state government who have made this move. But I think all what we are still looking at is the right person taking up the position of leadership. That's what we'd like to leave it. Go to